our next lesson. 9 o'clock in the morning. It's still pretty cool. We're saddling up both boys. And we hadn't put Tavis's weight on Alpha last time. Oh, about 90 pounds worth. So we're just making sure Alpha's not going to be upset by it. Beta had no problem with it. Like, see, he's like almost on the saddle. Okay, now Beta's saying, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, that's what we wanted to do, is see what our limits are.
Yeah, I bet you he won't go down. Do it. I got him, he ain't going nowhere.
Okay, all right, yeah, see, if it's too much, he's gonna say no.
Look, see, you just got to get even on him, sturdy on him.
There you go.
Yeah,
and that's how many pounds, Tavis?
Oh, pretty much 200.
Yeah, see, because when you sturdy, they good. They
yeah.
Because they want to go down, but when they see, oh, you ain't getting off.
Right, I didn't, how many pounds did Tavis said he is? Whoops.
Davis got off, Davis going to get right off. I got him.
Yeah.
Holding it is probably...
Okay, one step at a time. We don't have to do it long today. We'll just do it frequently until we can feel confident to put kids on them and at least do the big pasture.
I'll walk you around the pasture.
And I do now have 2 extra helmets. How many pounds did you say you are?
200.
200 pounds, oh my goodness. That's twice 2 kids. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna put the ground driving lines on, and Michael and Tavis, it's very important to stay behind. And if it's not working out, we'll back up a little bit and do it differently until they understand that they're supposed to go straight. And remember that your ground driving lines you're just going to bump them on the right or on the left if you want them to move in that direction. Otherwise, try to keep the pressure on the nose even.
We don't have anywhere to run this from here to here.
And keep your lead lines with you. It can be actually in your hand, but we're not doing lead line control now. I wish we had 2 extra people here to do lead line control, but we don't. So we're going to do our best. We'll back off if we have to and do it differently. But we're getting these boys ready to be activities for the public.
We could put these lines on Beta, but on this saddle it doesn't have any hooks or anything. We need to get more of those carabiners or something.
Let's see, how about this? How about putting the stirrups up on the straps and using the stirrups? You can ride those stirrups up.
I could put the harness on them.
Under the saddle? Or over? We're creating. Let's do what you think is right, and we'll see if it works.
I just switched it out for the harness, and then...
Yeah, okay. For now, switch it off with the harness. Because we've done the weight on the saddle. They have to be patient. They're going to learn to be patient. And they're not going to be afraid. And Alpha's ears are back, so he is concerned. But Alpha's pretty good about ground driving, so Michael's a little bit new at it. You're going to do Alpha, and Tavis, you give them as best you can instructions. And we're just going to go out into the back pasture, the big pasture. We're not going out yet into the surrounding trails.
Actually, we used the carabiners from this to put on the saddle for Beta. So
yeah.
We're still...
So are you saying we're going to have trouble?
Missing, yeah.
Okay, how about something like this?
It's not big enough for the rope to go through.
Okay.
We need those carabiners.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like
That's
this.
what. How about this?
Yeah. And that's pretty big, it'll be loose.
You know, make it smaller.
Do we have another one?
And this thing, you can wrap it around twice. We're just trying to make rings so that we can put the ground driving lines through them so that they won't be hanging on the sides of their body and touching their back legs on the bottom. They don't like that. Okay, and here's our tack. And okay, good. Another small, wonderful. Another small dog collar. And usually, Alpha's just fine on harness being put on him. Showing you the tacking process, how the boys are behaving. And Beta's just standing there looking around with his lead line hanging on his neck. I'm a little bit worried if he starts getting upset. If that lead line falls down, I don't want him to step into it. Yeah, so somehow give it some kind of sturdiness on his back. Okay, I think we're okay. And Tavis, our lead trainer, he's really quick at these things now. He really knows how to get these pieces of tack on the alpacas, and they don't seem to mind. Alpha's ears are back, Beta's ears are back, but you know why? I think because of the airplane. They don't know what that sound is. Their ears are still back. The plane is flying away, so we don't hear it like we did a moment ago. Let's see if they start relaxing again. And one of the ways we know is by watching their ears.
Thing sound like it's having some trouble, don't it? Don't sound like it's very strong. I got all that noise, it ain't going now. Don't like it.
Well, their ears are still back. I'm not sure why. Maybe because they're not sure what's next. Perfect. It looks like the dog collars are going to work. We just need the ground driving lines on now. And you remember, if you want them to turn to the right, you do a tug with the line on the right. I actually brought out a Boselle, a little Boselle that I used to use for my young horses. We're not going to try that today. We're going to try it in the future. I have never yet seen any kind of tack that's being used on an alpaca for face control. No bits, no Boselles. They just take them out on the streets, in the pastures, on the trails with halters on. Right, you can somehow, but be careful because don't let it hang too low. Okay, now go back through, so even if he gets away from you, it's not going to fall down and he gets his leg hung up in it. And yet, if you need to, you can grab it for halter control. And remember, this is Alpha, and the reason Alpha is called Alpha is because he has always been the first one to learn things. Okay, ears are forward on Alpha. No, now they went back. Okay, is it because I started talking? And thank you, Michael, for helping us this morning.
Pleasure.
Do you want to give Michael any kind of instruction?
Yeah, I think he's gonna just try to follow Alpha. Just try to stay behind him.
Do you think that maybe Michael should do Alpha since he's a little easier? I'll leave it up to you guys. Yeah, I think Michael should do Alpha. We're still trying to keep Beta. He only got a B plus on his last lesson because a couple times he swung his hips around. Okay, and Michael, you can't control him from the front, not with ground driving lines. Okay, all right. Well, remember, we're completely fenced here. You know, issues between the two boys. Yeah, this is it's been a while since we've ground driven them both. Try to keep them going slow. Let's work here in the small area first. There's our family of turkeys over there, 8 turkeys. The little kids have grown up. Okay, now you want him, okay, you want to pull with your right ground driving line to get him to understand. Okay, stay behind if you can. Now Alpha's being naughty. He has to know that swinging his hips around like that is the wrong answer. So we have to apply some kind of pressure. Well, I don't think we're going to go out in the big pasture today. We're just learning and teaching ground driving here in the training area. When they're both tacked up for ground driving. And we don't have somebody in the front with the lead line. And Tavis, any advice you can give Michael, please do, because he's not as experienced as you. Okay, he took the lead line, but we've got to eventually make him understand that the lead line is not going to be telling him where we want him to go. The ground driving lines are. I'm starting to interview helpers that are going to be living at my oxbow sanctuary nearby. I will include in that interview queries about, will you help us train the alpacas, whether they're here or there? Yeah, you see, he's reacting to the rope on his hip. Keep going around until you can stay behind. So far, Beta's doing better than Alpha today. Beta's looking really good. Let's see if Alpha will follow Beta. That would be unusual. See, we can't hook them up to the carts until they understand when reins are on their tack, they have to go straight. They can't be swinging around. Yeah, he's, okay, we're going to have to desensitize him to that again. We have in the past. Okay, we're not, he said, I'm out of here. I'm going down. All right, we're not ready for ground driving.
He's mad too.
Yeah, he just said, I'm going down. All right, here's what I suggest. Take the lead line. Next time we do this, we'll have another person at the lead. But careful with those. Yeah, I don't want them hitting his back legs. It's notoriously disturbing to alpacas and llamas. Good, just take it off. Drop it, we'll get it later. Uh-oh, he's hung up in it. And he's gonna kick, Let's make sure he can't kick his buddy Beta by mistake. Okay, prerequisite skills have to be practiced. We've got to do some more desensitizing for the back legs. Okay, you can just either wrap those around yourself, or we'll come out and get them later. We're going to have Alpha be the leader, and Beta with ground driving lines, I hope, will follow. Okay, so Beta's going. Tavis is nicely behind him. You know, I've mentioned that I'm a math tutor and have been for over 42 years. If I'm trying to teach calculus and I realize that the student doesn't know how to get a common denominator, I have to go back and teach the prerequisite skills. And I know that, and I do that. Better, much better, and Beta is being, knock on wood, pretty good. I once was teaching, this was decades ago, a student algebra as a tutor, and he kept his hands under the counter. And I didn't at first notice it and try to figure out why, but I ultimately found out why. He couldn't count whole numbers without using his fingers, and he was trying to hide it from me. He couldn't add whole numbers. That's why I won't tutor over the internet, because you can't see important aspects of teaching and learning if you're just looking at the board, the dry erase board on the internet, to see what they're doing when they do their math. I need to be able to watch body language, as I do with animals. So far, excellent. So good that when you're comfortable, I'd suggest we go to the big pasture. I'll go open the gate. And for anybody who's watching this video and hasn't seen any of my prior Urban Alpaca Girl videos, I'm going to repeat again. Outside of that perimeter railroad tie fence, around my whole 6-acre property, are 5 gates to 20 lineal miles of trails that take you through the entire Rancho's subdivision, without concern about motorized vehicles, because they're not allowed on our trails. Oh, Beta wants to stop and play. Why don't you stop for a minute? They know that's their water tub, but from past videos you'll see that they like to play in water. They do like to be hosed off. Oh, he's going to step in it again. He's trying. He says, but how high do I have to go to get in there? Our blue tubs are lower. You'll see we have several blue tubs set up here just for their recreation at their will. Beta's getting a little bit excited. I'll be there in a moment to show you about being in the big pasture. I want them to get over all of this excitement in big places before we go out on the ranchos trails. Because here, even if they get away from us, we'll be okay because I'm surrounded by railroad tie fencing with finish line cable, which, by the way, is an excellent choice for fencing when you have livestock. It must be about 9:30 because I can feel the sun is getting very hot. That's why we're meeting nowadays at around 9, so we don't have to deal with the summer heat, which will be changing in a month or so. Fall is on its way. We even had a rainstorm 2 days ago. Why don't you wait so that Beta will be able to follow. Here's Alpha with his harness on. Here's Beta. I can see he's a little bit concerned, but Tavis is staying behind him, which is very, very important for training toward pulling a cart. Uh-oh. Beta's giving us a little bit of trouble. Wait, Michael, you have to slow down because Beta's getting very upset. You're too far ahead. Wait, stop, please. Every lesson has its challenges, but challenges just mean you have to pay attention to prerequisite skills. Don't be in a rush. Provide a lot of practice. Now, Beta got upset, so he's spinning around. Yep. He was getting an A. Now, unless he stops being naughty, his grade is going to go down by the end of this lesson. And I do very much believe in grading when you're teaching. And another very, very important aspect of tutoring is follow through. You have to be able to contact the parents, the teachers, and anybody else in the support group of the student to make sure the student follows through and can do it later or tomorrow by him or herself. Yeah, Beta is still going faster than he was coming out. Michael, can you slow down? And I wish I could speed up, but I can't walk real fast on ground like this, covered with lush green grass, not seeing where I'm walking, because I am 81 years old. And here are the new helmets that we bought. They weren't expensive. I bought them at Walmart. And they were delivered here a couple days ago. We're not ready to use them, but they're going to be available when we are ready to put some children in the saddles and do some riding around this ranch in the ranchos. I am a sanctuary for large farm animals, and if anybody needs to find homes for alpacas, I am willing to give them a home here. All of this tack, of course, is going to have to go indoors when it starts raining. Well, okay, Beta gets a B, and Alpha certainly doesn't get more than a B today, but we'll be doing repetition. We'll show you follow through, and I think you'll see improvement. Thank you, boys. If I can get even some kids to be in front holding the lead line, that would be a way to increase our volunteer pool. And look who's here. They want to learn too. Michael, can you come and put the lids back on and put all tack in, and make sure that the boys can't get a hold of this tack and get in trouble when we're not around. Yeah, okay, certainly no more than a B, maybe even a B minus. Okay, we've got a lot of tack out here, and we've got a lot of tack. Can you pull that in? Yeah. And I went to my other 22-acre ranch that's a sanctuary site, and I mentioned it at the beginning. I brought over a small lightweight Bozell. So watch the Urban Alpaca Girl show. We're going to see if we feel it might be advisable to make it smaller and put it on their noses. Bozells do not go in the mouth like a bit does. SoniaSokolow@gmail.com, or subscribe and make comments on my Urban Alpaca Girl show. And today is August 30th, between 9 and 10 a.m. It will be uploaded within the next hour, I hope.